Greetings! In the following videos, I'm going to be describing this alt-water system, high-tech graywater system, right here, that irrigates a 780 square foot lawn just outside. I'm going to go through the system sequentially and discuss each part and how it works. And then there will also be other videos that describe in depth how to conduct the various service procedures associated with this kind of system. This system gathers all the gray water from this 3-bedroom house, consisting of 2 showers, 3 sinks, and a laundry machine. Plumbing is sized according to the number of plumbing units it contains. So each of those fixtures is assigned a certain number of units. For instance, a shower counts as 2 units, a sink is 1, and a laundry machine counts as 3. So you add up all of the total units of the fixtures you have connected to determine the size pipe that is necessary. In this situation, we had 10 units. The threshold for being able to use 2-inch pipe is 8 units on a horizontal. We are actually only at 8 units right here at this junction where the final shower joins with our pipe. This system was sized according to the number of bedrooms that are contained within this house and the potential occupancy as opposed to the actual occupancy, which is a little bit different. In this house, there are 3 bedrooms, and the first bedroom counts as 2 occupants and each other bedroom counts as 1. So in this case, we have a total of 4 theoretical occupants. Each of those occupants will be calculated at 40 gallons per day. Interestingly enough, this system allows us to track the actual graywater production and compare that side by side with what the theoretical should be. And in this case, the actual production is only 80 gallons, even though there are 4 occupants in this house. So they're doing a good job, conserving water and using the least amount possible. And the actual production is half of what the code lays out that it should be. Starting at the beginning, the gray water enters in through this pipe, and the first component in the system is what's called the 3-way diverter valve. So this one is the main diverter valve that determines whether the gray water is going into the pumped irrigation system or continuing on to the sewer. This is wired to a switch that is located in the laundry room upstairs, which is kind of the most logical, common place that everyone who's using the system can reach it and easily control the system with just the flick of a switch. If I flip the switch back, then it returns and closes off the sewer side, and then the gray water is flowing into the pumping basin.
You can see it pouring in through the filter sock. A good flow. Somebody's using some nice shampoo. It smells great. If there was a situation where pump malfunctioned or the gray water was coming in a lot faster than it could pump it out, which would be unlikely with this pump because it's a pretty high capacity output. Before the basin would fill and overflow out the lid, it would overflow out of this elbow here and go out through the secondary graywater system. System is down here, so we can see the filter flush water that just came out here.
Once the gray water pours into this pumping basin, in here we have a 1/2 horsepower grinder sewage pump. It's called a grinder pump because it actually has stainless steel grinder blades on the intake that grind up the gray water as it's being sucked up into the pump. That's a really awesome feature because hair is an incredible problem in gray water. It has a float switch in here, which activates as soon as about 5 gallons is available. As soon as that float switch goes up, it completes a circuit that sends power to the pump. And then the pump pumps out through the filter, out through the meter, and to the distribution drip system outside under the lawn.
This is the self-cleaning filter, which has its own independent controller that is separate from the irrigation controller and the metering gateway. The filter controller is usually accessed as well via the app. And within that, we can see the pressure fall off that we have across the filter, the number of times it's flushed, and we can modify every aspect associated with the flush cycle. Right now we're going to flush the filter. And I engage zone 3. So now the electric valve on the outgoing line is closing. And then valve closes. Line indicates that the valve is closed. As soon as we turn off the irrigation zone during the filter flush period, this is a auto return valve, so it has enough power in it that it auto returns to open again. And we can hear the internal flush valve of the filter that is sucking off the filter cake scum, and that's going out through the flush port. This system actually has 4 different pressure gauges. P2 is showing us the return line pressure once it's gone all the way through the whole system. And we can see M2 is spinning, and we've got our makeup water going through. We can see that the system has kind of yet to fill up. Right now, I just heard it fill up all the way here to the end cap. There we go, so a little bit of water come out there of the air vent, which is typical now that we've purged all of the air out of the whole system. So the operating pressure is going to be a lot lower. We were at 50 psi when it's closed, and now we're at about half that while it's operating at about 30 on number P1. P2 is showing us the return line pressure once it's gone all the way through the whole drip system and come out the end again. And you can see the pressure loss. We're starting at about 30, climbing maybe 32, and the return line is at about 21. So we have the 3 meters, each with their own data cables that first come to the EKM omnimeter pulse V4. It receives those magnetic pulses and transforms them into a signal that can be tracked electronically. Then that information is pushed to the internet via the EKM push gateway, which is here, which connects to the house Wi-Fi. And then
sends that information to the internet. And we can see how much water has been used for makeup water and for filter flush water and gray water. So these are, right now we're looking at a monthly tally